The Rothschild family's story is a fascinating journey from humble beginnings to becoming one of the most influential financial dynasties in history. This family, whose roots can be traced back to an 18th-century ghetto in Frankfurt, managed to rise to a position of extraordinary power and wealth, impacting global finance, politics, and even warfare. Their ascent is as much about shrewd strategy and seizing opportunities as it is about timing and circumstance. Mayer Amschel Rothschild, the family patriarch, began his career modestly as a dealer in textiles. However, recognizing the potential for greater profits, he transitioned into trading more valuable commodities, such as gold coins and antiques. Mayer's keen financial acumen soon brought him to the attention of Prince William of Hesse-Kassel. Serving as the prince's court agent, Mayer utilized a strategy we might liken to modern-day insider trading to maximize profits, effectively doubling his earnings. By 1782, Mayer had amassed considerable wealth and had become the prince's chief investment advisor. His sights set on a more enduring legacy. Mayer ventured into the banking sector, setting the groundwork for what would become the Rothschild banking dynasty. He strategically placed his sons in key European cities, Vienna, Naples, Paris, and London, to expand the family's influence. In the early 19th century, Britain emerged as the world's dominant superpower, with London becoming a central hub for global finance, largely driven by the Bank of England. Recognizing the necessity of extending his operations beyond Frankfurt, Mayer dispatched his son Nathan to London, providing him with a significant sum of £20,000 to establish a foothold in the city's financial market. Nathan quickly identified opportunities in the burgeoning textile industry, profiting from multiple stages of production. His willingness to engage in risky ventures, including smuggling, further bolstered his financial position. By 1814, as Europe was engulfed in the Napoleonic Wars, Nathan saw an unprecedented opportunity to supply funds to the British Army under Wellington. This move elevated his bank to new heights, solidifying the family's financial empire. As the 19th century progressed, the Rothschild family maintained their dominance in the international finance arena, especially in the foreign exchange market. With their Paris branch alone growing from a modest $5 million in 1820 to over $500 million by 1850. They developed sophisticated information networks, allowing them to outmaneuver competitors and capitalize on market fluctuations. Nathan's success was unmatched, making him one of the wealthiest individuals of his time. However, his untimely death in 1836 at the age of 58 did not derail the family's dominance. Thanks to the decentralized nature of their banking operations, the family continued to thrive, with Nathan's brother, James, stepping into a leadership role. James Rothschild, recognizing the rapid industrialization of Europe, focused on the emerging railroad industry, which was transforming transportation and fueling economic growth. Throughout the 1840s, the Rothschilds financed numerous railway projects, reaping substantial profits while cleverly minimizing their financial risks by leveraging other people's money. Despite their immense wealth, the Rothschilds were keenly aware of the growing social divide between the rich and the poor, a gap that widened significantly during this period of rapid industrialization. In 1868, the Rothschilds purchased one of France's most prestigious wine estates, and in 1875, they acquired a minority stake in the Suez Canal from Egypt. This was followed by their investment in the development of the first major oil well in the Old World in 1883, challenging the American oil monopoly held by the Rockefellers. The Rothschilds also became majority shareholders in De Beers, the diamond monopoly, and in Rio Tinto, one of the world's largest mining companies. By the mid-19th century, Lionel Rothschild, the son of Nathan, had become a prominent figure in his own right. He skillfully balanced his loyalty to the family with a desire to address the anti-Semitic prejudices that were rampant at the time. However, as the financial landscape evolved, new players like the House of Morgan began to challenge the Rothschilds' supremacy. Junius Morgan, in particular, capitalized on the financial needs of governments during times of conflict, emerging as a formidable competitor. In response, the Rothschilds began to diversify their investments, extending their influence overseas in an attempt to maintain their financial power. The late 19th century and early 20th century marked a shift in global financial power, particularly following the Panic of 1893, which saw the rise of American financial giants like J.P. Morgan. Despite this shift, the Rothschilds adapted by forging strong relationships with governments and diversifying their interests beyond banking. This strategic foresight allowed them to preserve their legacy, even as the financial world around them changed dramatically. Despite these successes, the 20th century brought challenges for the Rothschild family. The branch in Naples ceased to exist in 1900 when the last male heir died without children, passing the fortune to the Paris branch. In Germany, the Rothschilds faced a different kind of challenge. The family had 11 girls and no boys, leading to the division and eventual dissolution of the family's fortune. The Austrian branch of the Rothschild family was prosperous until the rise of Adolf Hitler in 1938. When Nazi Germany annexed Austria, the Rothschilds were forced to sell their banking operations for a fraction of their worth, and many family members fled the country. Those who stayed behind were captured, and at least one family member had to pay a substantial ransom of $21 million to secure his release. The Nazi regime seized the family's assets, including their mansions, businesses, and extensive art collections. The Rothschilds in Paris faced a similar fate during World War II, with their properties and collections being looted by the Nazis. Hitler and Hermann Göring personally selected items from the Rothschild collections, and most of these objects were never returned. Although the French Rothschilds managed to rebuild their business after the war, they suffered another setback in 1981 when the French government nationalized their bank. By the end of the 20th century, only the English branch of the Rothschild family had managed to preserve its fortune. Sir Evelyn Rothschild, who led the English branch during the latter half of the 20th century, served as a financial advisor to Queen Elizabeth II. He retired in 2003, passing the leadership to David Rothschild, a member of the Paris branch. David merged the English and French branches into a single entity and established a complex network of shell companies to protect the family's wealth. Despite these efforts, the Rothschild family's influence today is a mere shadow of its former glory. The Rothschild family has often been the subject of conspiracy theories, partly due to the vast and somewhat opaque nature of their wealth. Their fortune, which has endured through generations, has made it difficult to separate fact from fiction. In the end, no one knows how wealthy they really are. The whole history of the Rothschild family I told you just now may just as well be just what they want us to believe. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to hit that like button and also consider subscribing.